Hi, now I'm going to show you a few things you need to look out for when you're buying a pool table. There are different types of pool tables around. Now this particular table is a slate based table. So you've got slate base, which means underneath the felt that's all slate, which means that it's never going to bow or never warp. When buying a pool table, there are two different types of tables you can buy, either a slate base or a timber top base. With the timber top tables, they'll tend to bow, so when you hit the ball, they won't roll perfectly straight. They may be okay for a few months, but eventually all timbers will start to bow and warp. Now with this particular table, this is all a solid wood table. All the cushion rails are all solid wood. We've also, the frame is all solid wood. Now with slate tables, there are two different types of slate tables you can buy. You've got Australian manufactured ones, or whatever country in the world you're in, America, England, Europe, you'll find that majority of the tables are all built out of solid timbers. They've got the pro grade rubbers, they've got, you know, the good leather pockets on them, and these are English nets on this particular table. The other type of slate tables you can buy, they are imported from China. The Chinese imported tables are generally manufactured out of the lowest quality materials, meaning that your cushion rails here are like made out of MDF, and your frame is either MDF or particle chipboard. Now, things you have to look out for when buying a table is one of the first things you should do is just get a ball and roll the ball onto the cushion to check the bounce. A lot of the imported Chinese tables have very poor quality rubbers. So if that's one thing that you need to check, is the bounce on the you can see it should bounce back 2 or 3 times. That's one thing. The other thing when buying a slate table, you got there's either 1, 2, 3, 4 or up to 5 pieces of slate depending on the size of the table. Generally speaking, a 1-piece slate is better than others, and the reason for that being is that there is no join in the table. If a table has 3 pieces of slate and it's not installed incorrectly, where it joins, which is about a third of the table, on the table this size, which is 8 by 4, you'll find that sometimes there can be a little bump there, and it'll cost you several $100s to have that repaired. So that's an important thing to know about the slate tables. Another thing what you need to know about when buying a slate table is how big your room area is, how big the room is. Now generally speaking, the queue is about 58 inches or approximately 5 foot. So what you need to do is you measure your room. If you want to put in an 8-foot table or a 7-foot table, depending on the size of your room, you need to allow 5 feet from this point here. This is the point where you have your shot. So from this inside of the cushion to the other inside of the cushion, you need to have about 5 feet after that. So if you've got a table that measures, say, 8 foot long by 4 foot wide, you need to add on another 5 feet this way and another 5 feet that way. Otherwise you'll have to use a shorter cube to make up for the room that you might be short. So it's important to make sure that you don't buy a table that's too big for your room. Otherwise you'll be all cramped up and won't be able to play the shots that you need to play correctly. Thank you. From